Hello, everyone. Welcome to Module 10, Chapter 14. It is already November, the middle of November. Happy Veterans Day. Hopefully, you have the day off as I have today to remember and think about our veterans. This video is going to walk us through what's going on this week, and then at the end, I'm going to talk a little bit about the total number of points for the class. So hopefully there's something in here for you. First of all, if you attended the speech night and signed in on the form, I've entered in your points from the event last Tuesday. Double check and make sure that your points are entered correctly. And if you're going to do the 1 to 2 page essay review of it, I need to have that review to me before December 8th. This week, we're moving on to talk about the media, which is a pretty interesting couple of weeks. And next week, then the last 2 weeks of class, we'll talk about the digital media, which is also interesting. There are a lot of cool theories in here that hopefully you'll enjoy and see how they apply to real life. The first assignment for Tuesday is going to be our last group assignment of the class. And we're going to do this one over 2 weeks. So this week is individual only, due on Tuesday. And then next week, there will be one group synthesis that will be due next week on 11/21 before Thanksgiving. And so there are 5 groups, and one of the groups doesn't have a leader. And I put a little note on the list of assignments, and that leader list group will have to just pick who's going to be the person in charge of uploading the synthesis next week. For this week, it's not a big deal because there's not an individual, it's only individual this week, but you all should talk about that and figure it out. I have faith you can manage. So the assignment for this week is different sections from Chapter 14. It is 15 points and individual. You'll do this in a discussion board. Write 1 paragraph about the concept you're assigned. And then this is a little different. Instead of finding a news article or an academic journal article, find something in the media that illustrates your concept. And it could be a news article if you want, but it could be a video clip. It could be a movie. It could be some sort of visual, something from the mass media that illustrates it. Try to find a good example to back up and prove whatever the theory is that you're writing about. So we haven't really been looking a lot for video clips so far, but look for that. See if you find it, because it's about, this chapter is about the mass media, so it kind of makes sense for that. But you might look for a news article too. Then write a short paragraph that explains how the example you found helps illustrate your section of the chapter. And if possible, include the link, or if it's a picture, include the picture, whatever it is, so the rest of your group can see that as you're working next week on your synthesis. The second assignment then for this week is for you to go do a little survey. And it's called the Mean World Syndrome, is a theory that you're going to learn in this chapter. And it's a short little survey that you're going to go out and ask 10 people. And you're going to conduct the survey, ask them the questions, write down your answers, and then you'll write a short essay in response to what you found out from doing that survey. Now, don't worry about this being a super random survey. Just ask the first 10 people you see. It's totally fine. They can be your friends or family or however you want it to be. And then you'll write about 3 questions that are posted there for you that in response to what you found out from doing that piece of research. The week after that then is Thanksgiving. So for this week, it's not too tough. There's only 2 things. So there's 1 thing on Tuesday and 1 thing that's due on Friday. And I kind of did this on purpose because for next week on Thanksgiving, your group synthesis from this week's project is due on Tuesday. So your group may want to be posting your first stuff is due this next Tuesday, and then your synthesis is due the week after that, just before Thanksgiving. So you may want to have some conversation going over the course of this week and working on it over the course of this week in advance of the next week's assignment. Then next week, assignment number 2 is the quiz. And originally I had that set up to be due Wednesday night before Thanksgiving, but I just decided that was crazy and I moved it back to Friday. That way it's consistent all semester. And if you want to get it done, you can get it done by Wednesday, but if you want to do it on Friday, that just gives you an extra opportunity, a couple extra days to take the quiz. There was no reason why it had to be Wednesday. So Friday's a holiday. You're welcome to do the quiz early. It's totally up to you. That's all about next week. The last thing that I wanted to just kind of say in this video is at this point, I've gone in and put in all of the rest of the assignments for the rest of the semester. So in your grade book, you'll see they all show up there, which I haven't been doing so far because as you can tell, I kind of change every week what we do. I find current events or current articles. So I haven't really worked all the way to the end of the semester. But today was a holiday. I was home this morning and I just thought it would be useful for everybody if I just worked it out to the end of the semester. So until the end of the class, there's going to be a total of 875 points at the end. To earn an A by the end of the class, you need to earn 787 of them. A B is 700, and to pass and get a C is 612. So you can look in the grade book and see how many points you have right now. You might have more than 612 already. And if that's true, you could just kind of stop doing anything and get a C in the class. I wouldn't recommend that. You should keep working and try to get an A. But you can see how close you are to each of these. If you have any questions about it, feel free to email me and I'll look at yours specifically and write you back. So all the future assignments have been added to the grade book. So you can now see how many points are left for each week. You can't actually get in and do them or see the specifics of them because I have the modules locked, but at least you can get a feel for what's coming up over the next few weeks. So that's where we are for this week. I hope everybody has a nice weekend. And please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions about anything. All right, thank you.